Guys, with this tutorial, we had a precious little girl here that just had a hard time sitting still, so Mom was kind of giving her some stability there to keep her still for a few shots. And we have an arm in the picture, which we're going to take out using the clone tool, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So whenever I have a photo like this, see the arm is right behind, I'm going to take it into Photoshop because Lightroom doesn't have an eraser tool that I need to get that, that close cloning, and I'll show you what I mean whenever we take it in Photoshop. So we're going to come to our Develop module, and you're going to come down and select the photo that you would like to take into Photoshop, and you're going to right click, Edit in, and we're just going to say Edit in Adobe Photoshop. First thing I do when I come over is I'm going to go to my layers. Well, you're going to click on your background, you're going to right click and then do duplicate layer. And then I'm going to come to my zoom tool on the left hand side. I'm just going to zoom this in a little bit bigger so I can see exactly what's going on. And then I'm going to select the clone tool from the left hand side. It's called Clone Stamp Tool. And then I'm always going to check my size and feathering. This is about a good size for this photo. Every photo is a little different. Feather, right about, or I'm sorry, hardness and feather is the same type of thing. Right about 35. You want a soft edge because you want it to blend. We talked a little bit about that in some other videos. So just make sure you have a soft edge. And on a Mac, so I'm ready to go ahead and start cloning. I'm going to hit Alt and then click my left side of the mouse and see how that picks up what I've clicked on. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to take Mom's arm away. Okay. I'm just going to take it away right there because I'm going to do Lightroom with the rest of this, and I'll show you that when we go over as well. That way you've got a little bit of education in both Lightroom and Photoshop. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come over to my second layer and see the opacity. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to the left hand side and select the eraser tool. I want this a smaller size over here because I'm going to erase where the clone stamp came in, and that's how we're going to get that nice edge where it looks like Mom's arm was not even there. So I'll just kind of show you what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to go around that. And see how we're just erasing where any of the clone stamp overlapped. And you'll be real careful to stay on your lines. Okay, I think I've got it. So I'm going to come over to this, back over to my second layer, and I'm going to turn my opacity back up. Alright, and now when I click on and off that layer, I can see a little bit right here. There we go. So just if you click on and off, you can see exactly where you have or haven't gotten. And guess what? If you don't like it at all, what you're going to do is just duplicate the bottom layer again and just start over. It's really easy. Alright, so I've gotten next to the little girl's dress. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go to, up in the Photoshop tabs, I'm going to do Layer and Flatten Image. Then I'm just going to click out of this. It says, do you want to save changes? Hit Save. And it's going to bring that image right back into Photoshop. I'm sorry, right back into Lightroom. And see how the two images are side by side now? Alright, so I'm going to go to the image, that I've already worked on. And I'm going to come over to the Develop module, and I'm going to click our Clone tool. I really do prefer to use the Clone tool in Lightroom because it's a bit easier, but sometimes whenever you need right up close to it, like we did, it doesn't work. If they put an eraser tool in here, it would be great, but as of now, we don't have one. But I'm just going to come over here, and I'm going to hit those two areas right there. And I'm just going to do a little cropping. I've went to my Cropping and Straight tool. Just going to do a little cropping here just for some finishing touches. And then, so we had it on a cloth. See how we have some wrinkles in there? This is a black cloth. The easy way to get rid of those wrinkles, guess what? Just use your vignette. It's going to cover it up. See how you can hardly see those now. But her face needs lightened up just a little bit, so I'm going to show you a a little tool, a little trick I have on that. I'm over under the development module. I'm going to select brush. You want your effect to be exposure, and then you're going to set your brush size, and I'm just going to come click on her face ever so lightly just to brighten that face up again. Feel like it might need it a little bit right in there. That's just some extra steps we're showing you, but there's an overall quick tutorial on how to use the clone stamp in Photoshop and Lightroom.